All right, it's going to be game number 1 here between Admirals, Esports, and the Agents. We'll have to see what they come out with in the blind pick. Looks like for Admiral Esports, they will be leading with the Warrior. It's actually an Arms Warrior, so Blizzo on the Arms Warrior, Swapsy on the Balance Druid into the Wizard setup of the Agents, the Elemental Shaman, Demonology Warlock. I'm not exactly sure what to make of this one. I feel like in the blind pick, if Blizzo can actually stay on target, I feel like he can do a lot of damage, and I think he's actually playing Fury.
Yeah, this is the type of matchup that you ideally want to be a Fury Warrior. Mercy is under so much pressure at the moment. Earth Grab Totem onto the pets, trying to get some crowd control. Mercy is just getting chopped by Blizzo. I mean, if Blizzo keeps maintaining his uptime, he's going to die right here. Zeepai is trying to take out Swapsy at the same moment. It's a bit of a race between Zeepai killing Swapsy or Blizzo killing Mercy first at this point. They're keeping them so defensive, but a Cyclone Zeepai stalls his assault for now. He comes out, he's fishing for a Hex, trying to find some cross CC. Blessing and Protection forced out from Asgrath onto Mercy, and that's really the last line of defense in terms of major cooldowns for Mercy.
And he actually elected to use that cooldown because he may need it later on. But Mercy now repositioning again, trying to get away from Blizzo, who has the cooldowns popped. There's the Shadow Fury coming through, trying to get some counter pressure rolling. Mercy, though, is just not going up in health. The sacrifice has not been enough just yet. He has the Unending Resolve in about 2 seconds. We'll see if he's going to pop it immediately or if he's feeling safe to hold on to it. He is going to pour it out of there. Tyrant coming out. They're trying to get that counter pressure, see if they can push Blizzo back, as that Static Field Totem will pull him away. But the Intimidating Shout has Mercy locked down, and now the Unending Resolve has to get used. Mercy's really running out of cooldowns fast. This is pretty much all he has left, but Swapsy on the other side also had to Trinket, also had to Barkskin. Both teams really starting to run out of steam.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much pressure here onto Mercy. Only really has that Hellstone available. I don't even know if it's reset. Blizzo's going to continue the charge here. Blessing and Protection offensively here by Next. Wants to stay ahead of the damage. Blizzo forced to use his defensives. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Might have to get out of there, but he is just going for it. Admiral Esports, they want to close this game out and take down this Warlock. Mercy portals behind the pillar. He is on the run with the Blessing of Freedom, trying to avoid Blizzo for as long as possible. Beautiful Howl of Terror going to be landing once again, trying to set up his team for a victory, but he is just still so low. Asgrath cannot recover. He's doing everything he can, but dampening is getting higher and higher. The healing reduction of the Fury Warrior is completely overwhelming, and it looks like Mercy might get dropped. No, he portals away. Once again, 5% health. Can he survive? A beautiful Static Field Totem by Zeepai helps him out, but he will get dropped. Swapsy's there with the clothesline. Admiral Esports takes game number 1.
Those Fury Warrior buffs, man. Blizzo is scary. Look at that 60k DPS sustained, even despite... All right, let's see how they want to navigate this. It's been a long time since we saw Outlaw Elemental Shaman. Remember the first time it was Taku broke out an Outlaw Rogue, and Waz was like, oh my god, I gotta play that. And then everybody was playing Outlaw after that point, and now Outlaw Rogues might be making a resurgence here, and Brunhilde has played it in the past, and Zeepai's played this in the past. A very entertaining composition when they do manage to combine these powers together, a unique experience. But so far, Zeepai has not been able to get a lot of space. He's been getting just destroyed by Blizzo, finally getting a little bit of distance perhaps, but a Solar Beam connects. Asgrath has to break free from that with the Stone Form, and if Swapsy gets these offensive Solar Beams, it's going to be very scary. Big swap onto the Rogue. He's got options to trade here, just needs to not be too greedy. He gets Typhooned away for a moment. Shadow Step, reconnect into Kidney, jumps over for a Harpoon kick there with that grappling hook. Really nice play from Brunhilde. He's actually pressuring the healer, going for a solo kill onto Next, and he forces Divine Shield by himself behind the pillar. A clutch play for Brunhilde in this moment.
Yeah, a lot of pressure actually being created by that. You know, Nex was trying his best to heal up Swapsy. Swapsy is still sitting low as Nex was trying to deal with the damage on himself, but now he's going to be put into the blind. Will be sitting through it, holding onto that trinket, but this is getting risky as Swapsy is going to have to be bopped. And again, Brunhilde's just going to swap back over onto Next himself. Next is really struggling here. He didn't want to trinket on that blind, but now he may be regretting it. He's falling behind. He's going to have it if they actually do throw down a Kidney or anything. Zeepai getting pressured himself. There's a full Hodge over onto Asgrath. That is going to be the Divine Shield coming out. The sacrifice as well, as Zeepai is getting low, trying to kite away here from Blizzo. Now the Kidney Shot comes in onto Blizzo, trying to keep Zeepai free from for as long as possible, as he's just letting it rip onto Swapsy. The Barkskin is popped, but it might not even be enough through sacrifice through Barkskin. Swapsy almost goes down, and now they're swapping it over onto Blizzo.
Phase, I feel like if Blizzo can stay on target, it could easily be the end of the game at this point, but Swapsy's going to have to recover. Barkskin makes the trade. Next tops him off, and now it's time for Admirals Esports. They need to get onto Zeepai. They need to start getting the damage rolling. A beautiful double shockwave coming in from Blizzo as he's looking to close out the game. A follow-up bash here by Swapsy, just trying to keep Zeepai in one place. the Astral Shift's going to make the trade early on to avoid some of that incoming damage. But once that fades, the Agents really have no defensive cooldowns left. Brunhilde's in a lot of trouble, and I feel like Admirals Esports, if they can ride this momentum, they're going to win this game.
Yep, this is it. Another swap onto Next. Brunhilde gets cloned for a moment, but he follows up with another cheap shot. Next has no mana to heal. He's just line of sighting, praying to get some flash of lights off. Blizzo gets swapped to its deep and dampening. Those Fury heals aren't going to be too potent anymore. He's down below half, needs 14 seconds for his enraged regen, but he's still just chasing down Zeepai. Lightning Lasso, they need to stop that at all costs, but he gets dismantled. Here comes Incarnation. Swapsy needs to carry the game. He's only got a couple seconds left to kill Zeepai. Can he finish him in time before Blizzo topples over? Zeepai line of sights the Incard. Swapsy's chasing him down, gets a double solar beam for a moment. He's desperately trying to finish him, but he can't get there. He gets blinding lighted. He can't connect to Zeepai, and Blizzo's enraged regen is doing nothing in dampening. Next is just dying to dots. Zeepai could topple over. This could come down to a 2v2 or potentially a triple kill if Swapsy can stay on target. Triple Typhoon. Bash onto Zeepai looking for a clone. Gets rebuked on it, but Zeepai is just getting toppled by the damage of Swapsy in these final moments, and he really stepped up when his team needed him here in these final seconds. He cloned up, already having to trinket, gets the dismantle onto Blizzo's cooldowns, now pressure onto Swapsy. Brunhilde playing close to Next. He could make a swap, cheap shot, interrupt, big swap onto Next. Huge aggression right off the bat, and oh, they don't have enough damage to force his Divine Shield, but they were so close, and if Next isn't careful, I think these swaps are going to get more lethal as the game goes on.
See that beam used offensively onto Zeepai. Swapsy trying to actually get in on top of Asgrath, but exposing himself quite a bit to the damage as Nex is in the middle of the map now. He's trying to run in there for some CC, and they're going to swap to him. There's a cheap shot followed up by another cheap shot. The Thunderstorm trying to come out. Zeepai's trying to peel for himself. You can see he got stunned up by Blizzo as well, but Swapsy is low. Nex is low. Nex trying to fake out those interrupts, trying to get those flash of lights out. He's going to actually have to bubble a really good push for the Agents there, as Nex has been pushing in on Asgrath, trying to get that CC, trying to get those Hydra Pents, and this time they made him pay for it.
Blizzo being put in some crowd control. Brunhilde putting in just an off kidney shot onto Blizzo, trying to slow down their assault just a little bit. And in the meantime, Swapsy is actually falling further and further behind. Next might have to make the trade with his sacrifice right now.
Yeah, Zeepai needs to keep his damage high. Is it going to be enough? This is Incarnation. Asgrath gets cloned. It could be the end of the game. It could be the end of the series right now. He's dying through Astral Shift. Desperation Lightning Lasso to stagger the damage. The cheap shot Blizzo. They pause the pressure for a moment just in time for Asgrath to stop the bleeding. But again, it costs them so many cooldowns, and they're still low on health. Asgrath could get swapped to as well at any moment by Swapsy. He's jumping over on top of them. Double Moonfire's ticking in. Star Surge is flying. Double Shockwave. Critical misplay by Zeepai, and Asgrath could cost them the game. He's so low. Blessing of Protection isn't enough. He gets Solar Beam on the Healing Surge. They Cyclone him, low health on the Blessing of Protection, and Admirals Esports just feels like they're on a whole nother level. They get the Repentance. Asgrath has to Divine Shield. Now on top of this, they're trying to turn it around. They're trying to pull something out of this situation that's just so dire as Zeepai Gust of Winds away, wraps around the corner, but Blizzo is right there with a slam dunk, heroic leap, breaking free from the Frost Shock roots and getting those slaughter stocks so high. If he gets to 12 right now, I think Zeepai is just going to get taken out, dampening at 30%, but Blizzo gets blinded. Brunhilde is able to stall for a few more seconds into a kidney shot. Zeepai, can he finally get a chance to breathe? Because honestly, if he can get damage out, he's going to be the carry of the team. They just need to get him in a position where he can actually do damage.
I mean, look at the mana. Nex is completely tapped. If Nex can't get a drink, this could be problematic. As long as Asgrath can keep the team rolling, the Shockwave is going to come down onto Brunhilde. And Asgrath has the Wings Pop, has that Tears Deliverance up, but it's a clone over onto Brunhilde, trying to slow things down. Maybe they can get a move over onto Nex, try to keep the pressure rolling on him as well. Those swaps have been so effective, but it's a burrow forced from Zeepai. Zeepai really struggling against this Fury Warrior damage, and Blizzo's onto the back of him, looking to try to close this one out. He's going to jump in. The Static Field Totem does not do enough. Zeepai is gone. The Admirals Esports going to sweep through this first upper bracket series here 3-0.